Hey friends, this is Wolf, and the last 2 days I've been kind of busy to fully reverse engineer the Higgsfield API and build a fun little app with it that lets you generate super fun punch videos on any image you'd like. So the way this works is actually not that difficult. So pretty much we have this simple app here, right? And you can pretty much just drag and drop any image here, and then you can have it get punched, and it uses the Higgsfield API and generates these amazing videos, and they are pretty high quality. So as you can see, it looks pretty good, it looks pretty good. So one of the use cases for this could be, as the name suggests, to punch your ex. So if you're like mad at your ex, you can just upload an image and see him or her get punched. But it's also for anyone, so you can really, have anyone punched. And I think it's a pretty fun vibe coded app pretty much. So I'm going to show you kind of the background on this as well. So this is using Higgsfield, and this is running on localhost, right? So everything here you see is fully localhost, but it could also just be fully online. And I might actually release this online. And the way this works is that we have a Python backend and a Next.js front end pretty much. So all these image obviously are also AI generated. These are generated using Midjourney, and these ones here are as well. So all of this is Midjourney, right? And basically the way this works is that the past couple days I've been pretty busy to study Higgsfield API, and I actually managed to fully reverse engineer Higgsfield API. And I did all of this before they announced their official upcoming API program, right? So kind of like with the GPT wrapper, I also built like the Higgsfield wrapper, but this time fully API based instead of with like simulated browsers and automated browsers. So we have this running on localhost, and this is like my own API. So I do have a little health check and all of that. And basically, this API here is communicating with the official Higgsfield API on the back end and takes care of everything, so it takes care of all the queues, of fetching new information using event streams and all of that. It's also taking care of all the auth, of like token refreshing and all of that. Higgsfield does have a pretty interesting token structure, so we fully cover all of that. So whenever anything happens, we will actually just make sure it still works, refresh any auth tokens or anything we need. We do the full uploads to their servers, make sure everything fits, all the motion IDs, pretty much everything. And we do have our uploads here, by the way, also kind of, and then we have the results here, right? So these are the ones I've shown you previously. They do look pretty amazing, I think. So it's, by the way, it's fully random that these are now 3 female generations. I've also done this countless times on male generations, or I guess Higgsfield is so good, so I do want to give props to them that it works on anything, even on like, I don't know, characters or all kinds of different art styles. So I think it does a pretty damn good job, right? And basically, again, as I said, the way this works for you guys, if you do have some tech background, so the backend is fully built with fast API and Python. This is like my favorite backend tech stack, pretty much. And the front end is full Next.js and also super nice. So it's kind of like React in a little bit stronger with a couple benefits, I want to say. So typically, on this channel, I've shown a lot of like no-code workflows and N8N workflows and all of that, which is amazing. And we'll be doing so many more of these even in the next couple of days. I do have super cool ideas for that. But for something like this, like building an actual app, building an actual website, I've kind of said that a couple times, but I think never showed that kind of, like this. So this is pretty much what you can fully vibe code. You can do all of this. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it does look pretty okay for a prototype, especially that, this really did not take too much time. So you can really do all of this without writing a single line of code. Everything you see here, and let me tell you, these project files consist of thousands of lines of code. Every single line of code here has been written by AI. In fact, Cursor also, I can really vouch for Cursor. I've been using Cursor for a very long time. Probably been coding, tens of apps with it already, 20, 30, 40 apps, app prototypes kind of, mostly web-based. they do an amazing job, and you have all these models here, you know, so you have a ton of models here, pretty much all of them. I mostly use the Claude one still, to be honest, because it's very, very strong, especially in the thinking mode. But also Gemini 2.5 Pro is amazing at coding, and well, obviously O3 and O4 Mini are super strong, succeeding the O1, which was very strong. So yeah, you basically have your full agent here, and this is not going to be a cursor tutorial. This is more of a showcase of this project, and also about the fact that it uses the fully reverse engineered Higgsfield API. You know, so as you can see here, I like coded my own Higgsfield clients pretty much. Now I did use AI to help on that, but obviously I had to do a lot of research on the actual backend structure of Higgsfield beforehand, and then just tell that information to AI to use it efficiently, kind of. And this is how we actually reverse engineered a lot of applications previously, right? Including pretty popular websites, and this kind of strategy works on a lot of websites. So if you guys want to, you know, use some cool websites or tools and they do not have an official API yet, just let me know in the comments, and I might just do a video on it and reverse engineer the API. And fun fact, we've already done this for like previous fun projects, even on like dating apps, right? And kind of have like do my Tinder with like auto DMs and all of that fun stuff. Of course, all of this is fully for educational purposes, right? I do not intend any specific use cases or anything. It's just for educational purposes to kind of elevate on what's possible with the use of AI and in general with tech. But anyways, you do have this super nice agent here, which can also debug and work on errors and kind of, you know, run all these consecutive tasks. So they are doing an amazing job with that. So big props to Cursor. Absolute big props to Higgsfield for building this amazing structure of video models. Obviously, also Higgsfield, they are huge hustlers, so I'm definitely going to switch to their official API once it goes public. It's in like a closed phase kind of right now. You need to apply for that. So we will be building very cool N8N no code and probably also full code workflows with Higgsfield in just a little bit once they do release the full API, I'm pretty sure. And well, also some cool code workflows like building these own backends here and kind of your own APIs. So yeah, I mean, you could also build your own API wrapper and have like your own API, and it talks to like 10 different LLMs like Gemini and Claude and GPT and all of them, and it just chooses the best one, kind of like what OpenRouter does. But in a more customized way. Or you could also do this for image or video models, right? So you could also build your own API, always choose the best video model or the best image model, or just all of this aggregated, right? So these are some of the like more codey ideas I have for this channel to actually build like full applications, like web applications, and then you can kind of choose, you can just input all your API keys and kind of choose between the best video, image, or text models, right? Or even the music models, 3D models, all of that. So yeah, I do have some you know, fun ideas with this. This was just a quick prototype, but I might actually just build upon that more and kind of extend on it and make like a funny app on that. So if you guys want to see some progress on that and think it's a cool idea, let me know in the comments. I can keep documenting the progress, and also give some more updates like how to get this actually hosted live and how to build the auth and how to build databases and all of this, because this, you know, applications like this is kind of the starting, like the entry point for actual like simple AI apps, to get started with like free versions, and then you may even add like subscriptions or pricing and all of that, you know. But you do need proper authentication. Obviously, you do need a very good database structure, and you do need a very stable backend and also good front end for all of this to work. And you know, sometimes only, you know, doing some vibe coding and only prompting a little bit without like any experience or precise information, it can get pretty rough, and you know, most people kind of have difficulty doing that. So I think if we do this together in like a tutorial or a tutorial series and build some cool web apps and do both like the cool N8N workflows, but also the more complex full code solutions, kind of like this, like building your own full back end or front end, well, preferably both. That'll be super nice. And then, you know, yeah, these are kind of the ideas I have for some future projects and for some future videos. So as you can see here, we also have full logging, so everything we do is fully logged, so we can debug way better and also keep some good stats. We also have watermarking, which is kind of still in progress, so it's disabled for now. You can set all of this here in the end file, which I'm not going to open now because all my API keys are in here. Well, I mean, not really API keys, since this is the reverse engineered version kind of, so it works with your own credentials. You do not need an API key. Basically, for this to work, all you need is a Higgsfield account, right? So also the good thing is that it works pretty standalone, kind of, if you build this structure, kind of like with the GPT wrapper. Because you can pretty much just sign up to a lot of, like in theory, if you wanted to scale this now, you know, I'm just speaking theory now. If you wanted to scale this now and actually build like a big app, and you would use a service that has no API access whatsoever, you could kind of scale this, but then you have the queue limits and all of that. Like, you know, a normal account on Higgsfield has like a queue of 3 or 4 projects or, you know, generations at once before hitting the limit. And also, if you would go too hard, you'd probably, you know, you may get like limited or frozen or something like that. So what I would do in theory, if I wanted to scale this hard on a service without any API, well, first of all, I would try to reverse engineer the API, build my own backend, right? Kind of like what we did here, you know, talking to our own backend and having all the endpoints. I can't really show everything here right now, but I want to give you a pretty good overview of how it works, you know, and if it is interesting, I can also show way more and kind of give some good guides or tutorials on that. And as I said, kind of build like a series of videos on that, right? Kind of with the GPT wrapper. And it's kind of funny that whenever we build these things here, right? Like I built the GPT wrapper, and like 1 or 2 days later, OpenAI released the API, the image gen API. With Higgsfield, the same. I studied all the full backend and everything they do. And then I reverse engineered the API successfully. Everything worked, and I queued all my videos on an API level with my own backend. And like a day later, they released the API program. So it's kind of funny. I feel like it's kind of a curse. So anything I kind of, you know, try to reverse engineer because they don't have API yet, and it's an amazing tool, right? I only do this because it is an amazing tool, and obviously I feel like it really does not do any harm, you know. It's just more convenient and easier for me to work with this, and also it's easier, right? And of course, it's still using all the official credits and everything, so you know, it's pretty much the same as using the web interface. It's just a more convenient way. And well, it also enables you to build these applications. So if you really wanted to scale this, you know, you could set up a lot of accounts and have like a smart queue system. So whenever one account has like the queue filled, then you would switch to a different one. You can have them all run on different proxies, different mails, everything, right? And this full infrastructure for like mass account creation is not even that difficult. That's also a topic we could cover, and I've seen some people mention that in the comments, kind of like, hey, can you please do a tutorial on how to build like a Gmail account farm, like get tens or hundreds of Gmails. And we can kind of do this for any online service, and I don't want to, you know, promote any spam or anything like that. It's really just for, you know, professional app usage, right? So for like smart queue systems, since for example, video models have a queue of like 3 tasks. If we wanted to scale this and have like 10, 20, 30 tasks run simultaneously, well, then we would need at least 10 accounts, right? So for that, we would, you know, maybe generate 10 email accounts, have it run on 10 different proxies, 10 different browser profiles, or full API based. And then have a smart queue system to actually, you know, kind of navigate through all of that automatically, right? So it's just one click and everything works. Well, also I can just show you the app pretty much, because I think I haven't even shown the app yet, right? So we can just drag any image in here. This is actually one of like, I guess you might have seen this. This is like one of the first famous Sora images when OpenAI kind of pushed that more. And then you can add some more styles here or whatever. You can also have some custom styles here. And then you can just say get punched. And then it'll queue this. And now this is in progress. So this is not perfect yet, you know, the contrast could be better here. We have a tiny UI bug here, all of this, but you can pretty much change this with a single vibe coding prompt in Cursor, and it'll fix the front end. yeah, pretty much in real time even. So, well, I might even just do that pretty much. So let me, yeah, well, maybe let's wait for the generation first, since this is not really a cursor tutorial. So I'm going to just show you the kind of the result here, and then I will do a more thorough and more descriptive in-depth tutorial on cursor if you guys do want to see that, because it is an amazing power and an amazing and a super powerful tool, right? So, but I think it'll be kind of too much if I show the full cursor prompting here. If I do a full cursor tutorial, then I would kind of start from scratch, like starting a brand new project, and have cursor do everything for you and set up the project structure and everything. And the cool thing is cursor can do even more, you know, like also you can see like the task status here. This is the like event stream pulled in real time. So we get the real time updates and everything. So cursor can also handle like your VMs and install your libraries and install your packages, and use all these commands and kind of also control your terminal. So it's very powerful. And this is just like barely scratching the surface. Kind of like with Cloud, you can also connect cursor to different like MCP servers and all of that. So it can be insanely powerful. It can be really damn powerful. And the funny thing is, I didn't even use any MCP or anything for this. I really only used the basic cursor. Also, I did use V0 initially to build the front end sketch, and then kind of fine tune that in cursor, and then yeah, build the backend. Using Python, especially Fast API, which is just incredibly powerful in my eyes. So yeah, now Higgsfield, does have a little bit weird responses, so it doesn't really tell you the progress actually. It just kind of says, okay, hey, we are finished. That's pretty much what it does. So it's just kind of queuing it, and now it's also in progress. We do have a few UI bugs here, as you can see, but that's not too bad. Now you can see it kind of switched from the queued here. It switched to processed now, right? So this will stay at 0, the progress, just because it is from their backend. Like I'm fetching all of this from the official backend, right? And yeah. Now let's not forget, Higgsfield has so many amazing motion effects. I think they're kind of a leader in that sense, honestly. Like they are actually doing an amazing job. It is in one incredible tool. I love them. Really great job. So definitely check them out and use the official website and all of that. I mean, this is using the official website again. This is using an official account. It's just kind of wrapped, so I can control it from this front end instead of the website. But yeah, this should be done now, by the way. So I'm just gonna refresh this because there are still some bugs. But as you can see now, we can now play this video. It's actually downloading the video from the official servers and everything, and then also storing it locally. So we do have it on our own backend, right? And yeah, this is a pretty powerful punch, and I'm pretty amazed how like crazy everything looks. Like how crazy the face is you know moving with it, and also the counter going up here, obviously. So it's doing a pretty damn amazing job. And as you can see now, let me see, we do have, where do we have it here? We do have all the thumbnails stored here, so we do have the storage here. And also we do have our final video here. It's going to be, well, this one, or of course this one. Yeah, it's going to be this one. Watermarking disabled for now, so it's serving the original video here. And yeah, this is pretty much how it goes, guys. So let me kind of in the end, let me see, should be able to do this. Can I even get the last one? Hold on now. Which one is the last one? This one already. So can we still get this here? Yeah, kind of. Now this is a little small, but anyways, let me just play all of them now. And I think I'm kind of about to end the video here in a little bit. So again, this is how we built this pretty cool app. We can also refresh it. It will again fetch all our tasks. It'll load all the videos, have the preview here with the thumbnails, also the timestamp, which is super cool, by the way. You can also download it here. You can just download it here. You can share it here. You do have different qualities. So it's saying here this is standard quality. You can also delete the history entry here. And here you always have your latest punch, and here you can, you know, just drag and drop new stuff. So it's pretty damn cool. And I'd love to, you know, kind of do some more things with it. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do that. And yeah, I feel like this was just a quick little overview about how I reversed the Higgsfield API and built a fun little app with it, fully vibe coded. So again, let's just play all these cool videos here. And yeah, guys, with those punches, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Please let me know what you guys want to see next. Feel free to subscribe. It would mean the world to me to keep doing these cool videos for you guys. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. The wolf is out. Peace.